a beautiful morning here in Park City, Utah, nestled high in the Wasatch Mountains. I'm Tom Kelly with the Park City Rotary Club and glad to join you with Park City Television this morning for the 125th edition of Park City Miners Day. A lot of history with this event. Unfortunately, the pandemic that is sweeping the world right now has curtailed a lot of the activities here today. You know, Labor Day across America has always been a time that cities, towns, and villages honored the many workers in their community. But here in Park City, we do it a little bit differently, and in keeping with our 19th century mining heritage, we've labeled it Miners Day, and it began all the way back in 1896. And we're going to hear in a few minutes from a local historian to tell us a little bit more about that mining heritage here in Park City. Now, while the activities of Miners Day have been curtailed this year, we still have one event for you this morning, and that is the annual Running of the Balls. This is a crucial event for the Park City Rotary Club, which uses it as a fundraiser to help support nonprofits, and we'll hear a little bit later about Rotary and its impact here on the Park City community. But in just about 25 minutes, we're going to be rolling 300 balls from this tower behind me down through this serpentine track that weaves its way down Park City's historic Main Street. Top 5 balls down to the finish will be winners. It's a great event, and we're happy to have all of you here today. You know, to kick it off, we want to take some look backs to Miners Day's past. And one of the favorite events in Miners Day has been the mucking and the drilling competition. We're going to go down to the park right now and showcase some of the past history of mucking and drilling and that great mining heritage of Park City.
Happy Miners Day to one and all. I'm here at City Park where a lot of the fun Miners Day events will be going down. We're about to head over to the annual mucking and drilling competition. It celebrates our miner history, and we put some guys to the test, drilling, mucking their way through the rocks that we lug in all the way from the mountains to celebrate the people who made our town what it is.
So what we see is the jack leg. So now the guy from Park City, he's been coming here for many years. He's really great. And so now he sees wide open throttle. So there's 2 controls on that jack leg drill. And one control makes the steel spin around, a chisel into it. Then the other leg is pressure, and it causes to drive it in. So a lot of it is in the setup. Okay, he's done, blows the hole out. So that's a bunch of air and water coming out. Now he pulls it out, he's trying to, here he comes tugging on it. So it's not easy. Now he has to do the second hole. He moves the leg, he puts it in the sand. See how important that is. Now he has the collar, the trickiest part. He gets it on there almost. He's got to get a little throttle on it. Oh, and then there it goes. Okay. Now, if he can stabilize it. You have to grab onto it. It's bucking and kicking. And so now he's trying to stabilize it. It's bouncing. Crowd's cheering. All right, let's see. Does he have it? Okay, now it's collared. Drops it down, drops the pressure down. Now you can increase the throttle. Can we hear it yet? Not yet. We should hear it. Little increase. The judge has marked how far he's got to drill to. Now if you can give a little more throttle, and there it goes. You can see all the mud coming out, and that's the water. You can't drill without water. So the water takes all the chips out. They're flowing. That's it. Now pulls it out. He blew out the hole. There's the air coming out, back over the log. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And he's finished, ready to go. So in the mucking, what we're gonna be looking at is these cars over here. And so it's also air powered. All these tools are air powered. And then what they're gonna do is run it down like a train. They're gonna run this thing down like a train. And then what they're gonna do is they're gonna scoop up a bucket. So it's all from those old days of mining, from way back of the kings and queens. So everything's in a bucket, how they used to do it. Then that bucket flips it into the back of the truck on here, okay? And those are called your buckets, just like all the other ones, okay? So now they have to sweep side to side, and when they fill it up, I'm the judge. So then, and it's always subjective. I get booed a lot. So then when it's all filled up, I take my hat off and I drop it down, and that'll give them the time. And whoever has the best time on filling up this ore car wins an event. First prize, $700. Second place, $500. Third place, $300. There's 6 competitors. Well, that's Park City Miners Days on Labor Day 2019. My name is Jeff Johnson, and I'm a mining engineering professor at the University of Utah. So if you're interested in mining, come down and see us.
Thanks to the Rotary Club for doing all of the amazing work they've done this weekend to make such fun events, parades, tons of fun things for people to come and hang out as a community here on Miners Day. Stick around, we'll be right back with more.
You know, I really am going to miss that today, the sound of the jackhammers and the mucking carts. That is a great afternoon event at Miners Day. You know, Miners Day is about a lot of things. It starts with the Bark City 5K, breakfast in the park with St. Mary's, the running of the balls, which we're going to see in about 20 minutes now. But I want to take a look back now to some of the past parades and the activities in the park, the kids' game. Let's take a look back at Miners Day past and a little bit of the spirit of the community of Park City that is always felt at Miners Day.
My name is Canis Hart, and I'm the president-elect of the Park City Rotary Club. And today we're celebrating the 117th annual Miners Day celebration, which is a really cool thing for our community because it really speaks to our heritage and where we come from as a community. And Park City Rotary is proud to host the event, and we've been doing so since the early 80s. And this year we have a record attendance of over 17,000 people here, either up on Main Street for the parade and for the running of the balls, or down here in City Park where we've got live music and kids games, and we have a world famous mucking and drilling competition. And if you don't know what that is, it's all the more reason to find out. It's where miners will travel from around the country to come and drill in the rocks and haul it away, and it really speaks to our roots. And then in Classic, to show the old to the new, right after that we have a pro-amateur skate competition that goes on in the afternoon. This is an event that we use to raise funds for local nonprofits, charities, and people in need. And this year we were able to donate over $30,000 to these causes. And based on our sales so far in these, today, we should be able to contribute a lot more next year. And 100% of that money goes to the local community, as we have no admin cost. And that's because Rotary is a service-based organization, and our motto is service above self.
So my name is Dr. Babby Lester. I am the president of the Rotary Club this year. The Rotary Club has been around in Park City since the early 1980s. Rotary is an international service organization. All of our efforts go to support local nonprofits, the eradication of polio, and other amazing service projects throughout the world. The Park City Rotary Club has about 90 members in it, and all of our efforts, especially for the Miners Day activities, go to fund local nonprofits. So 100% of our proceeds go directly back to the community in the form of grants. It's wonderful to see all these people come out for running of the balls, for the pancake breakfast, for the 5K fun run, for the parade, for games, for mucking and drilling, and we focus specifically on the character of Park City and mining in particular. So for this day, we do a lot of different things to raise funds for the community. The Catholic Church starts off with organizing a pancake breakfast. Arts Kids organizes a 5K fun run. We have various different food brought by the Grub Steak. We have bear sales brought by Wasatch Brew Pub. There are a lot of people who donate to our cause so that we can give back to the community. So I was born and raised in Park City in 1975, and I have the privilege now of growing up here and now coming back and serving the community. And it's pretty amazing to look around and see this incredible community come together for good music, for great vending, for different activities. And it brings an amazing character to Park City, one that is unique, I believe, to any other place in the world.
We are just minutes away from the start of running of the balls, but it can't start until we have our finish judge in place. And Police Chief Wade Carpenter, thanks for joining us. I think you've done this for the last 12 years?
12 years, yeah, Tom.
Now, this is a really tough assignment. I know that you're the one that has to somehow divide out today these 300 balls and determine who's going to win the big prizes.
Absolutely. So as the balls roll down, they collect in the chute here, and then we take them first through 50, 1 through 50. I believe that's what you're doing this year, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, this is running of the balls. The rules are going to get modified as we go along. But, Chief, it's great to have you here. Miners Day is really quite an amazing day here in the community, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, this is really talks about the heritage of Park City.
And it's tough this year. I know that the Miners Day festivities are really curtailed quite a bit because of COVID-19. How is the community doing through the pandemic?
We're doing well. That's the nice thing about Park City. Everybody has that strong spirit to survive, and they really have been. They've been doing well.
Well, this is the 125th edition of Miners Day. We look forward to having you back again next year for the 126th. We are minutes away now from the release of 300 balls. We'll go back to the top and give you a little bit of insight at the running the balls coming up momentarily.
This track that we've built here is incredible. It's the second time we've run with this tall of walls, and you can see that it looks a lot like a racetrack or the inside of a baseball stadium. We've got the cool fencing, and we've got some great sponsors that have supported this event over the years. It's actually welded aluminum frames that we pieced together, and Rotarians have extended this. If you look down the length of the track, this is going a full city block. It goes all the way down to our post office here on Main Street, and it actually can hold over 10,000 golf balls down this track the way it's been built. But in this case, if you look down the center, you'll notice we put obstacles in this time. There's cool jumps in there. There's things like bricks and things they have to go around. So it's a little bit of chaos, but we're releasing 300 special balls this year. It's going to have 5 winners, and whoever can make it past those obstacles, that's who wins the day.
Hi, I'm Christina Miller. I'm here on behalf of the Park City Rotary Club, and we are at our virtual running of the balls this year. Just wanted to give a shout out to Rotary and let everybody know that Miners Day, to me and to most Park Cityites, means solidarity and community, brings us all together in a forum where we can have fun and raise money and get back to our roots of mining history.
We've talked a lot about history today, the great mining heritage of Park City. And with me now is Sally Elliott, a longtime Rotarian and also one of the pioneers of the Friends of Park City mining history. And Sally, thank you for joining us here on Miners Day. Quite a rich history. When did this Miners Day celebration begin?
Well, the first year was 1896. The Western American Federation of Miners got its huge start in Billings, Montana at the Anaconda Mine, and it very quickly spread throughout mining communities all over the West. And there were many, many recruiters here. I think there were 400 members in Park City at that first parade, and we have a wonderful shot of miners walking down both sides of the street, and the parade is very long. Anyway, we have a great history of supporting the miners' unions in Park City. Park City has always been a mining town. It was always populated by the miners. It was a blue-collar town. All the mine owners lived in Salt Lake City on South Temple Street. They built mansions in San Francisco. But Park City was a town of miners and a community of people who worked together to provide the kinds of community amenities they needed. They were very close-knit. One of the reasons why I love living in Park City is that we still have that same spirit of community togetherness, and through Rotary we volunteer to raise money for youth organizations and nonprofits in our community. That's what the running of the balls is all about.
Sally, I know that none of us were around in 1896, but Miners Day today is symbolized in a normal year with the community picnic in the park and the parade down Main Street. What were some of the other activities the miners did back in those old Miners Day celebrations over 100 years ago?
Well, B. Coomer, who was here when I came, told me one time they used to have greased pig races. And
we ought to add that one, don't you think?
Add greased pigs. They had tug-of-wars over a mud puddle down at the bottom of the street. They had foot races. They had baseball games. There were 2 big baseball teams in Park City, and one was the miners team. But all up and down Main Street there were miners halls. There were miners union halls right down here near where we are. The Swedes had a hall over on Swedes Alley. and the ethnic groups kind of maintained their close relationships through ethnicity. And some of the miners, of course, didn't speak very good English. They were immigrants, lots of Irish, lots of Swedes, and in the later years, then lots of Bohemian and Italian people came in.
Well, it's really quite a history of mining. And Sally, we are just minutes away right now from the running of the balls. Thank you for all the work that you've done on the history of mining in this region, and in particular, the Friends of Park City mining history. For those of you who've skied in Park City, you know all those wonderful mining structures on our ski resorts. Sally's one of the pioneers in that organization to try to preserve those. We are just minutes away now from the start of running the balls. Tensions are running high. Which balls are going to win? We're going to go top of the tower here in just a minute and kick this thing off. So we are now just minutes away from the running of the balls competition. Things are ready on the track and up in the tower, and we're going to be going up there in just a minute. But right now we have the Park City High School cheerleaders. Tate is with me right now, and Tate, thanks so much for you guys getting up early and being here for running of the balls.
Yeah, of course, no problem.
How have you guys been surviving? Have you been able to do cheer training throughout the summer?
Oh yeah, actually, we started practices in June, and they've been going pretty well. We have to wear masks during practice, but you know, I'm just happy we were able to do that. So.
Well, it's great to have you out here to celebrate Park City's mining heritage. Park City High School cheerleaders, girls, take it away.
Running to the balls, it's an awesome fundraiser for the Park City Rotary Club. And we've got this tower up here. Usually we have about 10,000 balls in the top hopper. The tower's designed to replicate the mining industry up here in Park City. This tower was actually built with the local fifth graders with Trailside Elementary. When we do the countdown, we open the chute and 10,000 balls roll down Main Street. Today we're doing a special run of 300 balls. We use multicolored golf balls. Each ball actually has a number on it, and the first 5 balls to the bottom of the track are winners. So in just a few more minutes, we're going to be releasing the balls for the 2020 Run Into the Balls. We are super excited, and in just a few more minutes, we're going to start this race.
Miners Day is a fun festival that brings the community together here in Park City. But underlying this wonderful day of Miners Day are very important community causes. This event is produced by the Park City Rotary Club, and I'm pleased to be joined by the president of Park City Rotary, Corey Forsling. Corey, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
I'm happy to be here.
So for those viewers who might not know about Rotary, tell us a little bit about this service organization.
Rotary is a great local community organization. It's part of a larger international group of 1.2 million Rotarians that operate in 35,000 clubs around the world, and this is our local club.
Now, I know this is a big fundraiser for the community. What are some of the nonprofits that the Park City Rotary Club supports here in the community?
In our grant program, we have supported the Hope Alliance, Bright Futures, PC Reads, PC Tots. We're proud of what we've been able to do for the community.
Now, I know that Rotary is engaged not just in giving grants to community organizations such as those you mentioned, but also in doing service. And Rotarians are out there all the time trying to make this community a better place to live. What are some of the activities you've been engaged in, particularly during the COVID period?
This has been a strange era for us all, and what we found is when the world is kind of falling down, Rotarians stand up. And we have taken the opportunity to run a food a collection drive out at the Outlet Mall. We had 400 cars bringing us 8,000 pounds of food for the Christian Center. We ran a hygiene collection drive, cleaning supplies, medical supplies. We had a bicycle collection drive, and we had a matching grant program for the Community Response Fund that raised $96,000 for the Park City Community Foundation to help housing and for folks that needed help with rent. So we feel like we've been able to help the community a lot in this time of true need.
Now, I know the Park City Rotary Club has been around since 1980, but there's now 3 Rotary clubs in this community.
There are. We are so fortunate. Our club, the club that runs this event right here, is the Noon Club, the original club since 1980. About 10-15 years ago, we started the Morning Club, Park City Sunrise, and now last year there's a 3rd club available called the Twilight Club, and they meet in the evening. So anyone who wants to become involved in Rotary can. We have opportunities all times of the day.
Now, if someone wants to join the Park City Rotary Club, where can they get more info?
It's very easy. You go to parkcityrotary.org. There's an application, there's contact information. We love to have new members to help us serve the community.
Well, Corey, thanks for all the Rotary Club does to put on this great event on Miners Day and all of the other activities in the community. Corey Forsling, president of the Park City Rotary Club. We are now just minutes away from dropping the balls here at the 125th Miners Day. We're here at Running of the Balls. It's coming up shortly. We are just minutes away. They're loading the balls up in the tower right now. I want to direct your attention down to these obstacles. This is a new addition to Running the Balls this year. We've never done this, and thanks to Rotarian Rich Fine for coming up with this clever idea. I don't know, Rich might have just been trying to clean out his garden and brought some of these bricks and stones here. But what this will do is this will deflect the balls on their way down. So if you've got a ball in the lead and all of a sudden, like at the miniature golf course, it hits one of these obstacles, it could go awry. So we'll see that. We're just minutes away from that right now. You know, Corey Forsling just talked to us about the Park City Rotary Club and all that it does for the community. One of the highlights of the annual Miners Day Parade is celebrating Park City Rotary Club's Citizens of the Year. And they won't be able to ride down Main Street this year, but earlier in the week, those citizens were honored at a ceremony at Rotary Park in Park City. Let's take a look at this year's Citizens of the Year, Rich Bullough and Karen Marriott. We're here in Rotary Park in Park City, a very fitting venue for the presentation of the Park City Rotary Club's Citizens of the Year Awards, which are presented every August. And with me is Bob Richer, who runs this program. Bob, thank you for your service in doing this and recognizing these great citizens of Park City. First of all, tell us a little bit about the 2 awards that were presented here today.
Well, thank you, Tom. I appreciate it very much. Today we presented, as we do every year, the Rotary Volunteer Citizen of the Year and the Rotary Professional Citizen of the Year.
Tell us a little bit first about the Volunteer Citizen of the Year, great recipient, and a little bit about her background and what warranted this award presentation.
Yeah, and you know, it's just great to live in Park City. We're such a wonderful place to live, but what makes it truly special are all the people behind the scenes who are working on the behalf of the entire community. And our Volunteer Citizen of the Year this year is Karen Marriott. She's done just a yeoman's job working with the Peace House, with the Park City Community Foundation, and other nonprofits in town, and she's been doing it for many, many years. The award always measures both the length and the breadth of the contribution to our community. So it's not kind of a one and done type of thing. It's an ongoing, we like to recognize people who give us ongoing service to the community. I'm delighted to announce that this year's Rotary Volunteer Citizen of the Year is Karen Marriott. Let's have a big round of applause for Karen.
Well, I'm super honored to be a recipient of this year's Citizen of the Year Volunteer Award. I'm honored that the Rotary would put my name up and you know, really establish this honor and give this honor to me. I'm super touched and surprised. It means a ton to me having received this award. I feel like this community runs off of volunteers. We have this incredible organizations that provide so many resources. I appreciate all the people that have supported me in my volunteerism. I appreciate the Rotary Club for what they provide in this community, just that attention to service and to meeting our community's needs wherever they're at. I see the great work that Rotary does, and to receive this from Rotary really means a ton.
To be named the Professional Citizen of the Year by Rotary is it's both overwhelming. It's certainly an honor. It's really important, though, that people understand this is a team. We've got an incredible team in Summit County, and certainly couldn't have done what I've done without that team. It's really important to know that things that you're doing, both professionally and as a volunteer, are impacting people. We have a young son, my wife Kirsten and I do, And I talk with him all the time about the importance of contributing and communicating and making sure that your community benefits from you being there. And I think that's, frankly, it's part of what makes it fulfilling to be not just a professional, but also a human.
Welcome to our vantage point high above historic Main Street here in Park City, as we are just moments away from the balls being released. Let's recap what's at stake here today in the Park City Rotary Club's running of the balls, all a part of the Miners' Day festivities. There are just 300 colored golf balls in the event this year, with each one vying for some fabulous prize packages. First off, some lucky winner will win a Deer Valley ski vacation with lift tickets and a Ski Utah interconnect adventure. Next up is a Park City summer getaway, including a foursome at Promontory. And if you want to get out of town, we have a fabulous private home vacation in Las Vegas. We also have a fantastic Deer Valley Locals package with a season pass, a pair of Solomon or Atomic skis, and a Park Meadows foursome. And finally, one lucky winner will win a pair of epic local passes, a Park City Municipal foursome, and dining at Hearth and Hill. There's a lot on the line as 300 golf balls are ready to drop and make their way down historic Main Street. Let's head up to the top of the tower for the ball drop and watch the balls run. As you can see, it's a little quieter on Main Street today compared to past years, but the balls didn't mind. At the finish line, you can see Park City Police Chief Wade Carpenter sorting out the winners as balls continue to cascade down historic Main Street. It's been a close event right down to the wire. Let's take a look now at the final scoreboard in the 2020 edition of Running of the Balls. In the top spot, winning the Deer Valley ski vacation, is Susan Brewer. Next up, taking home the Park City Summertime Package, is Meg Steele. In third and heading to Las Vegas is Christina Miller. Taking honors with the Deer Valley Locals Package is Craig Libby. And finally, capturing the Park City Locals Package, Sharon Benedict. Congratulations to all of the balls here today. Let's head back down to Main Street to wrap up what has been an exciting morning here at Miners' Day. What an amazing event we had today with the running of the balls, all a part of the 125th edition of Park City Miners' Day. It was an exciting event today. You know, the community is disappointed that we don't have the parade, we don't have the city park festivities, but we've had a great time here with running of the balls. A great way to not only have a little bit of fun on a Labor Day or Miners' Day morning, but also to help support some great causes that the Park City Rotary Club is so close to here in the community of Park City. Hope you've enjoyed this look back into history and the exciting coverage of this year's Running of the Balls. I got a few extras that I kind of scarfed up, but if nobody's looking, I'm going to throw them in the track and see if they make it down to the finish. For all of us at the Park City Rotary Club, thank you to Park City Television for bringing you this edition of Park City Miners' Day 125th year.